There will be a few more spring turkey licenses available in 2025, and there's also one big change in the Southwest units for turkeys. Today we're visiting with upland game biologist RJ Gross to go over all the details. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. RJ, are there more licenses available in 2025 compared to 2024?
There's 5% more, just a couple hundred more than last year. Production was pretty good, but we did have some parts of the state that weren't as good, like that Northeast. We lowered them down there. The top two Northeast units kind of spread out. The increases are mainly Western North Dakota, as usual. That's where our big turkey population is. But there were a couple in the central part of the state that needed to be raised as well.
So overall, the turkey population is doing pretty good.
It is, yeah, and like I said, especially in Western North Dakota. There's plenty of turkeys, lots of opportunity out there. But there are other places, where typically the last few years haven't been doing that well, had a little bit of a bump.
And it's all based on habitat.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Some changes this year to the spring turkey season.
Yeah, so as people probably know, Unit 21 down in the Southwest, that's been closed for quite a few years, going on 15 years. That's no longer a unit. Those counties, so Unit 44 is now going to include Slope and Henniger counties, and then Unit 6 is going to be Bowman and Adams counties. So basically 44 and 6 are extended to the east. There are turkeys down there. We didn't want to just open up Unit 21 and have people go down there. There's really very limited opportunities for turkeys down there, but like the town of Henniger has had turkeys causing problems there for a few years. So we decided just to extend 44 and 6 so that, basically you could start hunting in the old Unit 21, and if you can't find anything, go farther to the west where there's more turkey habitat, more turkeys, honestly.
So you just widen it?
Yep, correct. Yep.
Okay, so that area is now open?
It is, yep. So the whole state is now open in units for turkey hunting.
Okay. Why is the spring turkey season so popular?
Yeah, so the spring turkey season, that's the recreation season, the fun season, compared to our fall, which is population control. Spring it's all male or bearded harvest. There can be, 10% of the females have a beard, but turkeys, it's their breeding stages. They're all fired up, gobbling, strutting. This, that's when people think of turkey, they think of big puffed out, strutting turkey. They're really responsive to calls, especially in North Dakota. We don't have huge hunting pressure, so they're pretty naive to that kind of stuff. They'll come into decoys, and really, it's you don't have to be the greatest hunter in the world, to sit in a blind, hide from a turkey that's focused on the decoy coming in. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's one of the higher success rate tags that we give out.
Sure, and it's their mating rituals. That's what they're doing, basically.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Some youth opportunities as well. Explain the youth opportunities.
Yep. So it's been quite a few years now, but since 2019, we have a statewide youth tag. So anyone, first-time youth 15 and under who haven't had a turkey tag before, you're guaranteed a tag, and that's statewide. So you can go anywhere. It's not based on a unit. Like I said, I think that's been 5-6 years since we started that, but it's a good opportunity to get someone new involved.
RJ, we've started a turkey study a couple, 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yep.
What are we finding out from that study? And explain the whole study.
Yep, so it all kind of goes back to, so we wanted to evaluate, well, basically we wanted just some basic vital rates, hatch dates, breeding periods, movement, survival of turkeys in North Dakota. And every year, turkeys, they'll go into farmyards, towns, places where they cause trouble. People will call us. Usually, the first opportunities we try and get our hunters to go in there and harvest. If the season's over, things like that, we'll do hazing. The last step is trap and transport. And we only move turkeys to wildlife management areas. So don't call me asking for turkeys for your farmyard. We don't move them to private areas. They cause problems. And they move, honestly, if you put a turkey there, a lot of times they move. Well, we wanted to see how far do they move. Do they survive? Are we moving these turkeys that are just dying out on the landscape? So we started with the University of North Dakota, National Turkey Federation, state and local chapters gave us funding to help with this. We've put out over 200 backpacks, GPS backpacks on turkeys spread across North Dakota, and it's still ongoing. We got Kaylee Isaacson is a PhD student. She's following for another year yet till next breeding season. Then she'll do all of her fun writing with the dissertation and everything. We're finding that turkeys move. We've had some pretty big movements so far, but they're surviving a lot better, especially, so we started in that really bad winter where we had 100 plus inches of snow. More than half of them survived. I would have never guessed that, but
because it was brutal.
It was brutal. Yeah, I mean, 100 inches of snow. It's tough for me to get out there. I couldn't imagine.
Right.
So we're learning some good things, and we're learning, kind of when that peak nesting is, peak hatch, peak breeding, everything like that, so that I can go back, look at the results, see do we need to, redo some of our regulations. Not necessarily tag numbers, but season openings, season closings, things like that.
RJ, when is the deadline?
It's February 12th is the deadline to apply. So do that online. The season opens, it's always the second Saturday in April. That's April 12th this year, and that goes for 37 days and closes May 18th.
Any tips for anybody going out for the first time?
Mm-hmm. So really in North Dakota, you follow a river corridor for the most part. Scout that up and down, you're gonna find where turkeys are. You wanna find where they roost, and what I mean by roost, they go into trees at night. So right before sundown, a little bit after, they'll go up into the trees. If you can find that, you want to set up fairly close to that, not right underneath it type of thing. But get in there in the morning is usually the best time to go because they're all fired up. That's when they really respond to things. Set up, put a decoy out, get a blind or sit by a tree. Don't move. They do have really good sight. But just that scouting, and then I think for the most part, landowners are pretty receptive to turkey hunters. Turkeys do cause a lot of problems in feed stocks and things like that, so they want turkeys gone. So knock on doors if you find out who owns the property. Go develop a relationship. Take your kid with. It's always a good. I try and take my girls with. They love it. They think it's great. It's awesome to expose somebody new to the outdoors.
It's just a good spring activity after a long winter.
Exactly. Yeah. And, when we have an open winter like this, it's not as bad. But like I remember that really bad winter. It was nice just to get out. Dust off the shotgun again, and get outside.
So where do they go to apply?
Go to our website to apply before February 12th.
At gf.nd.gov.
That's right.
A lot of great information, RJ. Thank you.
Thank you.